Once upon a time, in a small village by the great river Nyana, there lived a young hunter named Kofi. Kofi was the pride of his village, not just for his unmatched skill with a bow, but for his kind heart and deep respect for the land. The villagers often whispered about the river, saying it was alive with spirits who watched over them. Kofi didn't believe these stories until the day he met her. It was a day like any other. Kofi had been tracking an antelope deep into the forest, his footsteps silent, his aim steady. But as he drew closer, the antelope suddenly bolted, vanishing into the dense undergrowth. Frustrated, Kofi followed it to the river's edge, where something strange caught his eye. There she stood, a woman unlike any Kofi had ever seen. Her skin shimmered in the sunlight, and her eyes sparkled with a mysterious light. Kofi froze, his bow slipping from his hand. She turned to him and smiled. A smile so enchanting it seemed to hold the entire world still. Kofi asked, "Who are you?" The woman laughed, her voice like the gentle rush of the river. "I am Nyang, the spirit of this river. You have wandered into my domain." Kofi could barely speak. He had heard the elders' stories about the river spirit, but to see her with his own eyes was something else entirely. Nia told Kofi that she had been watching him for years. She admired his respect for nature and his courage. "You are unlike the others," she said. "You understand the balance of life. I wish to offer you a gift." "The gift?" Kofi asked cautiously. Nya smiled again. "I will share my life with you. Hunter, I will make you my husband, and together we will protect this land and its people. But there is one condition. You must never speak of me to anyone in your village. If you do, our bond will be broken forever." Kofi agreed. How could he refuse? For weeks, he and Nya lived in secret harmony by the river. She taught him the secrets of the water, the rhythms of the earth, and even how to call the rain when the crops were dry. Kofi had never been happier. The villagers noticed a change in Kofi. His hunts were more successful, and even during the driest months, he brought back fresh water and food. They asked him how he managed it, but Kofi only smiled and said, "I've been blessed by the land." But not everyone believed him. The village chief grew suspicious. "No man can be this lucky," he said. He pressed Kofi for the truth, and when Kofi refused, the chief threatened to banish him. Torn between his promise to Nya and his loyalty to his people, Kofi finally gave in. Kofi told them everything: the river's spirit, her beauty, her wisdom, and her gift to him. The villagers were awestruck, but as the words left his lips, a powerful gust of wind swept through the village and the sky darkened. Kofi fell to his knees, calling her name, but Nya was gone. Though the river continued to flow, its song was quieter now, and the village never saw Nya again. Kofi spent the rest of his days by the river, protecting it, keeping it clean, and honoring the spirit he had loved and lost. From that day on, the villagers learned to respect the river and its mysteries. And Kofi's story became a lesson passed down through generations, a reminder that promises are sacred, and the gifts of nature must never be taken for granted.